That doesn't sound promising, does it?
Makes my bones itch.
Ma, can you hear me?
The little boy lobs a stone across the river. It makes a long arc before plunging.
Oh, Ma! Are you all right? Ma! Huh? Please, there was a fight. Some dwarves attacked some magisters and there were sorcerers too. And then the bugs came. They killed everyone. And my ma got them to chase her. And she went across the bridge. And then she raised the bridge and she told me to run. And now she's stuck over there with them. I'm not trying to stop them. Just distract them. When they finish whatever they're eating over there, I don't want them to start looking for Ma. She's in our house. But I bet that won't keep them out. If those things get to Ma, they can get to me too. Are you going to help me? Listen, Ma's in our house across the river. The bugs haven't gotten in yet. I know she's inside. All you need's a way across. Ma lifted the bridge, but there's got to be another way, right? There's got to be a way. We'll save...
His gaze shoots to the ground. He grabs a small flat pebble and chucks it across the river. Again...
I'll keep distracting him.
He performs a divine...
Now go out, Ma. Ma, can you hear me? Come on, come on. Come on! Looky here, bugs. Oh!
Magister caravan. I remember one just like this picking me up. Could have been a shipment to Fort Joy. But what happened here?
not true. Can't be true. No, no, no!
A scruffy kid bounds up and stands before you, hands on hips. He stares at you.
You Ben Mez? Yep, that's just what he said you'd say, Ifan. Righto, got a message for you. Chap called Baron Laveri wants to see you. Black Bull Tavern, first floor.
The kid shoves his hand.
No, no! Not real. Not happening. No, it's not. Not happening. No, it's not true. Oh. Come on, come on. Ma, can you hear me? Come on, come on! come on! Looky here, Bugs. Come on, come on! Looky here, Bugs. Ma, can you hear me? Looky here, Bugs. Ma, can you hear me? Ma, can you hear me? Come on, come on! Oh! 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 Come on, come on! Ma, can you hear me? Ma, can you hear me? Oh!
And who are you? Oh, never mind, no time. Hurry on in and gear up. There's a void woken right out the front door. Lay low? My eye. I've got enough firepower to toast them all to ash. I'm getting those bugs off my front lawn. You in?
She snorts and tosses a grenade from palm to...
I could turn an anthill into a crater from a quarter of a mile off. I'm retired Divine Order, you know. I ain't scared of a fight. You'd be glad I do. You can hang your hat on that. I got all the fixings here for every kind of bomb, grenade, missile and shell you can imagine. Make what you want and then let's go! I got a boy to get back to.
Rubbish.
Ready, set, squash!
Ready. yourself.
innit? There you are, my good-looking lad.
Mom!
And how's my little spider monkey doing? Safe and sound?
Spider monkey? You mean dragon?
Come here, you...
Mother and son fall into a tight embrace.
My boy.
Hey, wait, what? Ma, this is my friend. Friend?
Thank the gods. Oh, thank the mum. And I believe it when I see it. I know a good arm when I see one. I'll tell my cousin Ryman what you did. He's real high up in the order and he's visiting Driftwood as we speak. Could be he has some good work for you. Don't I know? They're a jumpy lot these days. Voidwoken have got all us sleeping with our weapons in. Ryman's a good sort. You'll see.
I don't like him. He's mean.
Oh, from the mouth of babes. Well, you don't have to be nice to be a good sort. You'll see. I'll tell him what you did here. He'll be grateful. Some dwarves, locals, attacked a Magister caravan. Must have been sorcerers inside. Voidwoken must have sensed them. Came in formation like a proper battalion. Never seen anything like it. No match for them.
As rain.
We're off into town. Best of luck to you, mate.
Look who's come
The
to
dead
join the
here
party.
stir. I hear their whispers.
Oh, but you do get around, don't you? Well, I certainly know you. I was captive on the Lady Vengeance before you arrived. I'm most glad that chapter has ended. Malady has been most kind to keep...
He takes a satisfied sniff and rubs his hand.
When it comes to graveyards, I'm a kid in a candy shop. All sorts of goodies and gewgaws for the taking. And a bit of rousing conversation. If you know what... Ah. It's a quandary, you see. I'm not exactly welcome in the Stone Garden. The servants that tend the graves, well... Their master, this Riker fellow, caught me nosing around. So he had them chase me off. The spirits within are particularly feisty as well. Can't say why. I'm as gentle as can be.
He presses a forefinger against his chin.
This is when having access to a god-woken might come in handy. You see, beyond the gates, there's something that my heart, such as it is... Well, that's the gold-plated question it is. I dare say you'll... Somewhere in this graveyard lies an object of... belonged to a family buried near here. The Surreys. I've been reading... Old Joanna was the last. The poor, poor, poor dear. Had no money. No problem is, no one knows what this object is. Only that it's an astounding piece of work. Seems Joanna took its secrets to her grave.
His coy grin freezes.
I can recite each page from memory, but I've neither the time nor the inclination.
Tarquin sighs, and his lips unfreeze. For a moment, he looks almost modest.
It pains me to say, but you've talents in the adventuring department that I do not. This heirloom could prove valuable for both of us.
Panic flashes across it.
You need to understand something.
His voice calms. His face relaxes.
Let's make this easy. I'll assume you've accepted my mission. You'll assume I give it in good... The Surrey tomb. I do wish I could wander inside. It would be nice to look up some old friends. See if they're in good spirits. Lovely day. Perfect weather for it. Lovely day. Perfect weather for it.
Not happening. No, it's not true. It can't be true.
Oh, lucky find.
White as driftwood salt, the dwarf flinches at your approach, yet she holds a short, clean blade aloft. Her fierce stance can't hide the trembling of her fingers.
Back! Get back! I'll kill you, just like the rest of them.
She slumps, all bravado draining from her.
No. I've never seen anything like those beasts before. Are they gone?
Her eyes widen and lose focus, as though she's seeing something played out before them. Her voice is shaky when she...
Those? Yes. Worst ones I've ever seen. Ripped through the Magisters. The dwarves. Dead. And the...
Her eyes stare vacantly into the distance, glassy as marbles. It's not...
I don't know. Old Duna's beard. Lohar. My boss Lohar will want to know what happened to them, but I can't remember. No, I don't know. Oh, Seven Sympathy. I saw those things dragging the sorcerers along the cliffs towards the Wreckers' caves.
She flinches at the slightest rustle of wind through the long grass, terror in her eye. Collared by magisters in the far north, you were force-marched to this foreign land. A moment of hope as a grinning dwarf removes your source collar. Seconds later... Eloisa was the prettiest girl, not to others, but to you. Her luminous eyes shone brighter than the moon. The day you collared her for Fort Joy, you wept every tear you had. You never cried again. You stride past the chained sorcerers and climb onto the caravan without complaint. As you settle onto the bench, you offer Ralik's blessings to the Magister Guard. He offers only a bleary-eyed stare of disinterest in return, before shoving the chained sorcerers aboard. As you watch, after all, don't they know they're going to be saved? You remember a cold childhood in a no-hope fishing town, bullied mercilessly by a dwarf named Lohar. With no other prospects, you sign up as a magister, eager for the power denied you all your life. From the dark, you stare up at the thin slivers of light visible between the floorboards. Shadows ripple across the slivers, accompanied by heavy footsteps. Wood creaks above your head. One of them has paused. Your breath catches in your throat as you wait for him to move along. But the hatch is suddenly... You hear only one gruffly barked word before the hands seize you. Gotcha!
happened here?
A dying shark lies gasping on the sand, bleeding from the mouth and gills. It turns its dark and soulless eyes to you. Its bloody gills open in search of water, but find only air. It gasps in the air, struggling for the breath to speak. Its own blood...
No! Die here! Monsters in the water! Monsters in the deep! Monsters bigger! More and more growing!
It looks at you with its cold, flat eyes as if to say, do what you will. Then it turns away and gets back... It looks at you with its cold, flat eyes, as if to say, what are you waiting for? Then it turns away and gets back to... It looks at you with its cold, flat eyes.
Meet your maker.
Hell no. Ah, yes. One of Murray's heroes passes. Come on through, but mind the smell. Ah, yes. One of Murray's heroes passes. Come on through, but mind the smell.
The silent monk's stitched lips are the colour of the expected happens.
You ever think about running off?
Last time I was here, I summoned my wolf right in the tavern. All hell broke loose. Good times. Good times. I wonder if they'll remember me.
As the Magister's eyes alight upon you, they widen until they are practically bulging out of their sockets. One tremulous finger rises from voluminous robes and points right at you. From her...
Ifan Ben Mezd is our living breeze. I don't know how you got free, but it'll be back to the joy with you, and no mistake. Who could forget? Best night's business the healer had in... Now, come on. Back into a cage where you belong. Your little tricks won't work on me, Ben Mezd.
One eye squints, the other...
Oh, it's you, all right. It's definitely you. Your little tricks won't work on...
She considers your offer.
How much?
Stunned, the Magister reaches for her weapon.
Oh, that's it.
Last time I was here, I summoned my wolf right in the tavern. All hell broke loose. Good times. Good times. I wonder if they'll remember me.
I'm all right. Too much.
As the Magister's eyes alight upon you, they...
Ifan Ben Mezd is our living breeze. I don't know how you got free, but it'll be back to the joy with you, and no mistake.
One eye squint.
Oh, it's you, all right. It's definitely you. Your little tricks won't work on...
She considers your...
How much? So little. You can sit and think about your stinginess at leisure, in a prison cell. Anything that will protect against mold woke.
I can toil aside fire, cold, and poison. But boy, welcome. God knows what beasts.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Last time I was here, I summoned my wolf right in the tavern. All hell broke loose. Good times. Good times. I wonder if they'll remember me.
Wouldn't you like to know?
As the Magister's eyes alight upon you, they widen.
Ifan Ben Mez does our live and breathe. I don't know how you got... Who could forget? Best night's business the healer had... Now, come on. Back into a cage where you belong. Your little tricks won't work on me, Ben.
She considers your offer.
How much?
The Magister grabs the coin and looks around shiftily. Then...
Get out of here. And don't... Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The Void Woken are every... Wars are brewing, my friend, and we may find ourselves on special prices for you. Well, war is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as you're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Doesn't know the men. We're in subordination.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprits still at large.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination! To march against the ancient empire!
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over.
I don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know? Well, hello, stranger.
You look down at the cart and see fish with flaking scales.
It's free to look. Just don't touch nothing unless you... Fair travels, friend.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
The dog lies there quietly, clearly in great pain.
What are you looking at? I'm sick here. Get lost. Got a pain in the neck. Got a bad pain in the neck.
It flinches. A low, threatening growl builds within its throat. Under the collar, you find the sharpened points of metal rivets, gouging the poor dog's skin. The dog bares its teeth at you and growls. The dog gives you a long, hard stare, but does not bite you. Yet. The dog goes to bite your hand, and then realizes the pain is gone.
Hey, I feel okay. Thanks, man. Think I'll wander off now. Here, before I go, what can I do to show my gratitude? Master did. Huh? Wait a minute. Master hurted me? Excuse me.
He turns to his master.
You bad man, you!
As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never
Penny
forget.
for a grieving beggar whose dog ran away. God damn it. How's my livelihood? Penny for a grieving beggar? I reckon I'm owed it here. You wouldn't do that, would you? Oh, yes. You would do that, wouldn't you? I couldn't prevail upon you to change your mind, could I?
He gives you a cool look, then rummages in his pocket. He counts the money out and hands it over.
That's your lot. Go on then. Get lost, you freeloader. I'm working here.
You're safe among
Fancy
friends.
starving
Never
along with
forget.
the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too
More
much.
humans. Just what we needed.
You needing supplies? I'd stock up a little more.
Bishop Alexander was slain by singers. Culprits still at large.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
Bishop Alexander was slain by
Your
singers.
fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've
How
got to
you
take what we
holding
can
up?
get.
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Queen Justiniana executes 2 dozen noblemen for
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Hey, don't come visit your son. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Until later, then.
Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprit still at large!
The Silent Watcher's jaw.
Keeping it together, Reed.
Latest news! Fresh from the war! Many a latest, my friend. The war, the bishop, the queen ain't looking too good for them lizards. Word is, the Divine Order's gonna hit the ancient empire and hit it hard. You remember what happened to the elves, don't you? Ain't no one left standing when you treat them to death fog. Seven save us. Stabbed in the back he was, by them vile, low-born Kill them all, I say. Do them like Magister Raymond did old Lady Seaver. That'll teach them traitors. I mean, they doomed us all, didn't they? The son of the Divine is dead. Gone. Who'll save us now? Jolly Justinia, Queen of the Dwarves. Ha! Scourge, more like. Here's 20 or so noble gentlemen. No one knows what they did wrong, if anything, and she has them stripped and whipped all the way to the execution grounds. Didn't even give them the dignity of the sword, no sir. Had them all hung. Real slow like. You ask me, and I say she's mad as a mink with its tail on fire. Queen or no queen.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Magister's dropping left and right. Can't say I'm shedding any tears.
It can't be far. Where is it? Where is it? Sir, please, have you seen a small burlap pouch lying about?
She looks up at you in surprise. Her great greenish gold eyes...
You'd help me.
Tears star her eyelashes, and she begins to weep.
I know. What a crybaby I am. The pouch. I really must find it back, or my master will flay me alive. It had quite a sum inside it. Magister Raymond, he bade me take the coins to purchase supplies for his journey, but I dropped it along the way. He's sure to think I stole it.
She tilts her head back and blinks back tears.
I'd never do such a thing. Never.
She reaches out as though to shake your hand, but stumbles, falling a little into your arms. She laughs, embarrassed, and quickly rights herself. As she pushes off of you, she reaches lightly into your pouch. She stands up, straightens herself, and skillfully tucks some of your gold coins into her waistband.
Lucian's legs. No one's ever felt me lift him off him. You're good. Ain't that the truth? So, can I keep the gold? Come on, I really do need it. Swearsies. You really want to know? The Magisters took the love of my life down to Fort Joy. Did you hear They're turning sorcerers into those freaks. I'll die before I'll let them do that to Butter. So I need money. For a boat, for a crew, enough to bribe someone into letting her go. I'll find a way.
She freezes, then starts to visibly tremble. A tear...
You met her? Really? How was she? Was she healthy? What'd she say? What'd you say? How did she seem?
She smiles, then quietly gestures a very rude side.
You don't know my gal, then. She's a survivor. So, I can keep the gold? Not exactly, no. I was convincing, though, eh? But Butter's different. I can't lie about her. She's the one good thing I've got. I can't let her go. And I can't let her rot in that prison. I've got to break her free. And I need money to do it. Fine, take it. Plenty of other marks round here. Have a cracky...
Surrounded by incompetent. I deserve a better...
Greetings! May the Seven circle you and keep you safe. Ah, it's a wonderful day, wouldn't you agree? Of course. But there are plenty of magisters around, aren't there? Why, only a few days ago, but then a fellow pilgrim passed by, laid his hands upon my feverish skin, and just like that, I was cured. Alas, I cannot say who he was, but I can say what he was. A holy man. Fills my heart with gladness to know that there are still folks like him. May the Seven keep him.
Magister Regional Headquarters and Jail, Driftwood.
Come on, can't I go play with the others?
No could do, chickadee. You're not leaving my sight for a while longer yet.
But Mom!
Well, there's a fun face. Byron and I are patching up before we head home. Hope the Order folks are treating you all right. You stay out of trouble now.
Bellwether, I need those reports.
Cool, sir. Right away.
Bilson!
The Magister startles, realizing there's a stranger in his midst.
What do you want? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Magisters missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. Good to hear someone cares about our missing uniforms. If we don't find the culprit soon, I fear we'll lose another good recruit. Yes, a vile little tinkerer goes by the name of Higba. 3 of my Magisters have gone missing of late from right here in Driftwood. All signs are that Higba is responsible. Hardly. By all accounts, he seemed like just another money-grubbing noble. No matter, he'll face... Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my time, then.
I'm watching you, stranger.
Surrounded by incompetence, I deserve a better posting. Bellwether, I need those
Of course,
reports
sir.
out.
Right away.
Belson, my inkwell is
Of course,
dry.
sir.
Fetch me some
Right
more.
away. Right away.
You can't go in there, missus. The Meister isn't home and the Magister's locked her house up for her. They was very angry about it. They said mean things about the Meister and they left a mess, a big one. She's outside the gates. I can't go outside the gates. It's very dangerous. Hey, you want to know a secret? When the wind blows from over the stream, I can hear the Meister. I can hear her crying.
She gives you a look of the darkest meaning. Then she takes a deep breath, puts on a happy smile, turns and skips away.
Hey, wanna play? She's my friend. She was one of the Magisters once. She was very look for God, but then she stopped that and just stayed in the house all the time. She used to play with me, but then the Magisters took her away, they did. They took her outside the village. I'm not allowed outside the village.
She looks around theatrically to see if there's any...
When the wind blows from over the stream, I can hear the Meister. I can hear her cry.
She gives you a look of the darkest meaning.
Just when I think this land holds no... Still, at least this is an interesting...
Please! Why would I kill Lucian's second most charming son?
A Magister guard approaches. Behind her, on the gallows, 2 lizards. One in a Magister uniform hangs dead from her neck. The other hangs from her hands, still alive.
Step away from the prisoner, elf!
Do you even know what they've done?
She's hanging by her hands because the boss don't want her dead just yet. She's a tough one, Meister Seaver. She's a seeker, and she's a bloody traitor. She was part of the Order. Knew Alexander personally. Alexander trusted her. At least as far as you can trust a lizard. She wasn't there when Alexander fell. But White Magister Raymond uncovered the truth. She's as guilty as any of them. And I reckon she got off lightly. I'd have had her flayed alive with a salted bullwhip. You're going to... what, now?
Come now.
She betrayed Alexander. I'd sooner die than free her. I ain't buying that without an order from Julian or Raymond himself. Think I'll leave the prisoner right here for the time being. And you can be on your way.
Do you even know what they've done to you?
The lizard hangs from the gibbet, her face blooded and her scales discoloured. Her eyes are closed, but her tongue flickers as you...
Welcome to Driftwood, God-woken.
One bloody eye cracks open, glittering gold appearing from beneath the...
Chased you all the way here from Fort Joy, did they? Very well then, cut me down. Or indeed you could stand there gawping as if your master had just ordered you to fly. Whatever fits your purpose, my dear.
The Meister bares her teeth, stained a deep pink by her blood.
Malady is unfortunately mistaken. I cannot train you, but I can certainly help you on your path. As long as I am free of this rope. Because along with torture and interrogation, the Magisters found space in their schedules to purge me, that's why. They spent quite some time at it, too. Apparently I was a rich vein to be mined. And now I hang powerless as any butchered carcass. They stopped the process just as the last of my power drained away. Just enough to rob me of my strength, but not enough to leave me a hollow sack of flesh and scale. I had hoped they simply wished to preserve my charm and beauty, but no. It seemed Dallas had ordered that I be held until she could do the deed herself. To give it the personal touch, I imagine. Now that you have had that... that delightful little nugget of gossip... Perhaps you could do your damn job and let me...
The lizard grimaces, shifting awkwardly as she dangles.
I am in intense pain, Evergreen. You are either insufferably cruel or insufferably stupid. Insufferably stupid. As if there was any... You are whippet thin, implying you've been a captive. Your wrists have seen the sun, but your neck has not. After an escape, any sane creature would rest, but the bags under your eyes indicate you haven't. Why not? You must have been. No one important escapes a prison without help, and no one frees sorcerers bar the Seekers. They thought you were worth saving, and thus I surmise you are God-woken. Now, an important person does not come to Driftwood unless they seek someone even more important than themselves, so I further surmise you are here for me and will help me down.
A slow, pained grin spreads across the lizard's face. Her tongue flickers.
Not quite as stupid as I imagined. I am head of the Seekers, girl. I can taste your sauce. It wafts about you like honeysuckle on the breeze. Now, if you would be so kind, my bonds.
By the seven, where are you going? Get me down!
I did not kill Alexander, you stupid ape. Release me! Please, why would I kill Lucian's second most charming son?
A Magister guard approaches.
Step away from the prisoner! You're going to... What? She betrayed Alexander. I'd sooner die than free her. I have my own...
I did not kill Alexander, you stupid ape. Release me! I did not kill Alexander, you stupid ape.
Move along, move along. You insult me. Why, I wouldn't do it for an entire bag of gold coins. All right then, done. But be quick about it.
Well, have you found time? Be quick about it. Who knows when that Magister might return? God's teeth, it feels good to move again. Now, best scurry off before that Magister wanders back. Meet me at my home in Driftwood, and we can see what you're made of.
Meister's back. She doesn't feel like playing, but...
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back.
I swear by the seven, if...
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. In your case, more than I suspect, man, god or even reptile can provide. However, it is not enough to be god-woken in order to ascend to divinity. There is a process.
As she speaks, the Meister uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, she stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back to you, continuing as if nothing had happened.
A process by which god-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. Quite. Enthusiasm. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural. Become God-woken. It is... Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall.
Once, this was a tavern, or a hotel, or a brothel.
Might as well have rotted in the death fog.
Valiant warrior against the void.
Stew is good,
Taken
if
too
you're thinking
early.
of eating.
All hope destroyed. The path thus ended. The conclusion of a noble bloodline.
You've got enough in front of you,
Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wander and wonder, seeking signs from the
A
gods.
prim woman in a starched apron wipes a glass with a clean rag. She pins you with blue, steel-sharp eyes as you approach the bar.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
The soft lines of her face fold into a warm smile. She sets the glass on the counter.
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. Rare for an elf, but all the more impressive. You and my Niles might even get along. What brings you to Driftwood, darling? Yes, that's my boy. Did you know him? Finest physician in all of Reaper's Coast. Top of his class. My, but it's been too long since I've seen him. A deviant? But what do you mean? Tell me what you saw.
Prudence takes up a clean glass and starts to polish it with her rag.
Told him the Divine punished him for that nonsense if he kept it up. Told him and told him and told him till he couldn't see straight. I should have told him so hard he'd never get back up.
She turns away from you and continues polishing the glass, eyes darting quickly around the bar, focusing on nothing.
Nothing. Not for you.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
That would be my stomach, my lord. Perhaps I could go downstairs for a bit of stew?
Absolutely not. The coffers man.
As you approach the silken-robed noble, Ifan does a double-take and laughs in recognition. He pulls you to one side.
I know this man, and he's not at all what he seems. A moment.
Ifan bounds forward and embraces the man, all effusive greetings. As they part, talking animatedly, the man's beard slips sideways down his face. He's wearing it. They chatter away for some time, using a guttural cant you struggle to understand. At one point, the man says something and looks over at you intently. Ifan waves his hand and laughs. The man hunkers down and seems to be sketching a rough map on the floor, using an apple, some playing cards, and a fistful of threads pulled up from the carpet. Ifan claps the man on the back and turns to leave.
Well, now we know the way to the sawmill. And we know Roos thinks I'm bringing you there as part of the Godwoken contract. Look at that. Roosts camped out at the sawmill.
Better watch yourself, lass. Got greedy eyes on you. Sets me on edge. Doesn't this room strike you as eerie? But, of course, I should hold my tongue and stand guard. All's well as...
Here now. When one's in a small town, one must expect small town manners. Have you a reason for barging into my room, madam? Ah, so it's dear Prudence who's responsible for our confusion. Odd. She's usually as strict as... Still, no harm done, I suppose. I may as well introduce myself. Baron Levere, at your service. Of course they are. As good bodyguards should be. I'm a wealthy man, and wealthy men need protection, especially if they accompany the merchant's burden, you see. He must escort his merchandise, always. Music to my ears. A happy accident after all, you're barging into my room. If there's anything else you need, know you're always welcome. What on earth is that noise?
That would be my stomach, my lord. Perhaps I could go downstairs for a bit of stew?
Absolutely not. The coffers, man. The coffers, they're to be guarded day and night.
Yes, of course. Of course, my lord.
The trickster formerly known as Callow stands in Baron Levier's robes, twirling his fake moustache with what can only be described as supreme panache.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Ah, you'll know how it is. Pretend you own the place and a surprisingly large number of people just go along with it. But I won't lie, the beard does go down well with the ladies.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
What the devil are you staring at?
It seems less lush somehow.
It's as lush as it's always been. Now train your eyes on my treasures, not my person.
Yes, my lord.
Careful now, that's a trap.
temperate enough, is it not?
Quite so, my lord, quite so. The atmosphere in here is spooky.
Who rings the bell?
Spooky? There's something here. Or should I check the colour?
What do you want, tree stock? Huh. I want another beer and a bowl of stew. Which of us is more likely to get what they want, do you think? Guess that makes me a sinner. Perhaps you can help us settle an argument. Thatcher here is one of my dearest friends, but she isn't the...
Thatcher grins hello.
Our mate Boris got posted to Fort Joy for consorting with lizards, and Thatcher here still fancies a turn around the park with Loverick's lizard. I say she'd be sleeping with the enemy. What say you?
And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
They look at you expectantly.
Who rings the bell?
Thatcher looks victorious. Eden looks annoyed.
You're as bad as she is. Get lost then, you're no use to me.
Eden turns back to her drink. Thatcher smiles goodbye.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
She tips you a wink, then turns away.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
Got that right, Hilga.
Then you're an idiot.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
I can see a sorcerer from a... And you can't be too careful, you know?
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
The chest won't open.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Who rings the bell?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
You got that right, Hilga. You got that right.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
About that. Right as rain, Hilga.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
This room is temperate enough, is it not?
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
The town is poor, but this room is...
A weathered woman in a dirty sea captain's tunic babbles breathlessly to herself.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And I without my compass.
You've got a penny.
The ship is in the locker. On the bottom in the rocky shallows. And all are drowned but me. And yet, Can you hear? The bell rings on. The bell haunts me yet, and it... Perhaps I am already mad. But I swear I hear the bells. Please, make it stop.
She buries her head in her hands.
Make it stop. The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Who rings the bell?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
She babbles breathlessly on, barely aware you're there.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And I without my compass. The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you
got
hear
that
it?
right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they...
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
A weathered woman in a dirty sea captain's tunic babbles.
The bell rings a warning and the... The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
What on earth
Then
is
you're
that?
an idiot.
That would be my stomach, my lord. Perhaps I could go downstairs for a bit of stew?
Absolutely not. The coffers, man. The coffers, they're to be guarded day and night.
Yes, of course.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see a
Curiosity
sorcerer
kills
from a
the
mile
cat,
away.
or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander...
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard.
You're right about that.
Then you're an
right
idiot.
as rain, Ilka.
The bell rings a warning that the tide is on the turn.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
What the devil?
You got that right, Ilka. You got that right.
Dear my lord,
And I'm saying...
he seems less...
I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
It's as lush as
And you
it's
can't be
always
too
been.
careful, you know?
Curiosity
If they can
kills
get
the cat,
Alexander...
or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
You're right about that.
Yes, my
Right as rain, Ilka.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an idiot.
The bell rings a warning that the tide is on the turn.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Ilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander...
Why do you shiver, sir? This
You're
room
right
is
about that.
temperature.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.